Hi, it's Patrik Hutzel from Intensive Care at Home with another quick tip for families in intensive care. So currently we have an inquiry from a client who has their loved one in intensive care for about 6 weeks. So here's what's happened. The client had cardiac surgery, had a quadruple bypass, had some bleeding, and then unfortunately had a stroke after cardiac surgery. Now, client was in a prolonged induced coma and then ended up with a tracheostomy and is now 4 or 6 weeks down the line since they had the tracheostomy and they can't come off the ventilator. They are otherwise stable, they're off inotropes and vasopressors, and but their biggest problem is that they can't come off the ventilator. Now, obviously the client is getting depressed. It's a 72-year-old lady. The client is getting depressed in ICU, as you can imagine. There's no day and night rhythm. There is no natural daylight, no fresh air, limited visiting hours at the moment with COVID, of course. And, the limited time that the family can spend at the bedside with their loved one is just not enough. And again, no surprise that the patient in intensive care is getting depressed and has no quality of life. So what's the solution for that? Well, the solution for that is actually fairly simple. The solution for that is intensive care at home. Now, we can take your family member home, especially if they're long-term ventilated, if they're medically stable, if they're not on inotropes. We can take them home and set them up with 24-hour intensive home care instead of staying in intensive care forever and a day with having little to no quality of life and having limited chances to get off the ventilator. We can do that at home. How to do that? Please contact us on one of the numbers on the top of our website, or send us an email to, or send me an email to Patrik, Patrik, at intensivecareathome.com, and we can set you up from there. Please keep in mind, for the hospitals, it's a win-win situation as much as it's a win-win situation for you and your family, because you can have intensive care services at home instead of in intensive care. It's a win for the hospital. They can free up a hospital bed that it's in high demand because of COVID at the moment, but even outside of COVID, intensive care beds are in high demand, and we can cut the cost of an intensive care bed by 50%, making it therefore economically relevant for a funding body that's funding intensive care or funding home care. That is my quick tip for today. If you have a loved one in intensive care and you want to go home, contact us at intensivecareathome.com. Contact us on one of the numbers on the top of the website, or send me an email to Patrik, Patrik, at intensivecareathome.com. Like this video, comment below what questions and insights that you have from this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for updates for families in intensive care and for intensive care at home. Take care for now.